Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the State of the Market. This is where we at Option Pit, all the traders at Option Pit on 10 a.m. every day talk about what's going on in the market, things that are interesting, something we'd like to teach you at the same time. And hopefully you walk out of here learning something new. Let's start with the biggest news today, which was the PCE inflator, deflator. Anyway, it's a price indicator. Came in line. Mark last night talked about setting up an ETF of interest rate sensitive stocks, small cap stocks. This helps the case. Boom. Every day that AG is here, we learn. Well, oh my gosh. Thank you, Hogan. So, case for lower rates. Also, after this broadcast in the channel here, you will see. If you want to do a replay of what Mark and Hans talked about yesterday, it will be posted after this show. So stick around if you want to learn more about what they see for the next 3 months. Today, though, we're going to do something we don't do a lot of in here, but we do it in special situations when it is available. So basically, PCE comes in line. I'm just saying I think market goes up through next week. We got the continuing resolution. I think they will pass something and we will move forward. But that's just my thought here and riding some long SPY for the day. Yesterday was our big chance for the sell-off because it doesn't look like we're getting it this morning. So I'm content to rock for the day. So Paramount Skydance is considering buying out Warner Brothers Discovery. Has anybody heard about this? Has anybody seen the deal yet? Right? Has anybody seen the deal yet? I haven't seen a deal. But a special situation is what? I talked a little bit about it the day before yesterday, I think. This would be called a corporate action. So this is a special situation. This is a special situation. We call SPS, and it is a corporate action. That just means a company's doing something big, right? Something that is outside of what Black-Scholes, right? So a special situation, right? And I have to say, Mark really, this is his forte. He does this the best of all of us. Kind of recognizing these little anomalies. This is really his bailiwick. Most of the really great trades in here are from Mark in special situations. I will answer all questions at the end, so sit tight. So special situation is anytime, right? Anytime the Black-Scholes model is upended by different inputs. So again, the market is assuming I rely on Pelosi for special situations. I have to say, you go onto Twitter, there's that guy that does the Pelosi report. He followed a stock BBI, which Frank and I looked at. We sold some diagonal put spreads in there. Making a little money on it, but frankly, just should have bought the stock just because it went straight up. So a special situation, again, anytime the Black-Scholes model is upended by different inputs, if Paramount is just going to pay up for Warner Brothers, it's also how are they going to do it, right? How are they going to do it? Is it going to be all cash? So anybody knows, in an all cash takeover, all the option premiums literally go to zero. So all volatility goes to, usually around 5%. So if you're long-term options in a takeover, and it's a cash takeover, all your out of the money options, that are under the cash takeover price just get totally annihilated. So anytime a stock that you own is going to be taken over, oh, sorry, I just got to fill. Hey, our Exxon calls Phil the dollar. Look at us. We made a little money in that one. Look at us go. Look at us go. If you got good price for the puts, made a little money back on that one. Lost in space, so that was good. When you have a trader that trades, a mentor that trades, sorry, I got to fill my trades too. It's the way it goes. So that was a happy little win for us there in capital gains, another one. So where are we? Oh, cash takeover. So here's the thing about a cash takeover. You might want to play like Paramount. I should explain. Paramount rumored to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery has just wiggled out of, right? Warner Brothers Discovery is wiggling out of their alliance with AT&T, the separate company. It is now a year or two later, and I think Paramount is, right? They are basically being I would say, the hunter in this case. So that's the setup, but there's no deal yet. So a couple things. All cash, all volatility goes to around 5% or zero. So if you're long-term options, out of the money options, and we can take a look at this in WBD, right now. Let's take a look. Now, this was something we had in Flash 5, and it's funny, right? The day the announcement came out or the rumor came out, I sold a relatively good-sized position at like $14, I think. And I was happy to make that money because I was sitting on it and kind of wasn't doing anything. And then the stock went to $19. So, oh, you held it, Kenny? Nice job. That was a win then. You made some dough. You got to be happy. You should tell everybody in here how good you did. Vicky saying SPX is dropping hard. I own too much downside for the SPX to drop hard, Vicky. It ain't going to happen. You're laughing outside but crying inside. Well, I'm glad my students make money, and I still made some money on it rawhide, so that's better than nothing. But it would have been crazy. That would have been a crazy game. So anyway, what do we have here? What do we have? Now, I want you to see here, you see there's like if you go out here to Jan 2026, like the 24s, like all these options here. Again, unless the takeover price, because remember, when this all started, Warner Brothers was like $11. It is now trading about $19.20, all on takeover spec. I don't know if it gets to 25, but if it's a cash takeover, here's another thing. What's the money behind Skydance now? The Paramount Skydance. Who owns Paramount now? And by the way, this was one of my compadres here in Option Pit. He alerted me to this fact. Skydance is owned by who? The Ellison family. Okay. Yeah. Skydance. Peace Guy, owned by the richest family in the world. Okay. Ellison. Now, as he rightly pointed out to me, do you think the richest guy in the world is going to let his kids' production company go bankrupt or run into capital problems or anything like that when basically $25 billion to this guy is nothing? Nothing. Brilliant idea by my buddy here at Option Pit. Do the Ellisons have single daughters? I believe they do have daughters, WNA, but I think they're in she's like in her 30s. She runs another production company. But I only know of one, but I don't know about, the other deal. But I'm sure there's a couple laying around there. Yeah, Larry Ellison, he's 80 years old. The guy looks like Tom Jones. He looks like he's 50. He'll probably, I mean, when you're 80, you're 80, but still, he's kept himself in pretty good shape, I have to say. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lay out something that could be a special situation trade. Again, up there, whatever, sign up. I believe Ted will have some stuff for you if you want to sign up for special situations and see these kind of opportunities they come. Thing about special situations is we don't know when the opportunity is going to come. We don't. Mark's always looking, right? He's always looking. But when he sees something, then we have a trade. Here's another thing. Scott's saying Sherry Redstones owns Paramount. Nah, she sold it. It's now P-Sky. I came in at Tom Jones. That's not unusual. Yeah, Paramount and Skydance are now, the CEO is now David Ellison. Scott's one. Anyway, here's another thing. So again, I'm looking at this like another thing here, the option. I want to show you here. This stock just went public not very long ago. What I call the option fingerprint is long-term. Option fingerprint for me is long-term institutional buying. Now, here's a question for you. Another question. Do you think Paramount Skydance is going to be bought by somebody else? The Ellisons already own it. You think they want to sell it for nothing? No, they don't. They're in it to make big dough. Okay? So I want you to look at some of this long-term option paper in here. So again, this is for Flash 5, Flash 10, looking at long-term option paper. And here, if we go out, and look at this company has only been around here. This new entity has only been around for, I think, less than, right? IPO'd, the merger IPO'd in early August. Since then, right, we had this boom here, and it's actually kind of flown up on this news of the takeover. And what we have here is, now look at this. So again, a huge amount of institutional paper here. Buying the 20 calls. I'm still looking into the 35s. But a huge amount of paper in here. Huge amount. So I have a little different take on what this would be. I'm looking at 2027 options. 2027 options. So for a relatively new deal, this looks pretty good. Now, if I'm setting this up, so there's a couple things here just for making just a like basically making a long case for PSky, right? Again, it's too early for any earnings, anything like this, how I normally look. But I think Paramount was a better run studio than Warner Brothers was. Warner Brothers Discovery. And again, mostly because, Paramount was owned by a family. So again, I'm looking here as this is I think there's a decent long case for PSky here.
Lost. Market data connection lost.
Did I lose the internet?
Oh, no. Market data connection reestablished.
Okay, sorry. I've got
connection lost.
Interactive Brokers is going in and out. All right. So I think there's a decent long case for Paramount. Okay. So generally, we have, again, mergers and acquisitions. The last one Mark did, he made 100%, I think, in special situations.
Market data connection lost.
Market
data connection reestablished.
I'm just, God, Interactive Brokers drive me crazy right now. Just my internet's going off and on. I don't know why. We had some power issues last night. Anyway, so again, profit opportunity for mergers and acquisitions. I'm looking at this, but I'm looking at this a little bit differently. All right, here. I think I like the idea of long PSky, short WBD in this case as a merger arb. And I'm trying to decide how I want to put the trade together. What I'm really thinking of is selling some longer term puts in here and buying puts in WBD, some cheap puts. Maybe October, November, something like that. I haven't decided yet. Do you ever do a risk arbitrage deal after it is announced is the question. And I go, sometimes I do if I can look at what's going on with the deal, if I think there's something there. Most risk arbitrage deals for retail traders are the arb guys squeeze a lot of it out. Do I think it would be worth it to buy a couple of cheap puts in WBD and then sell a long-term put to finance in PSky? I think probably yes. I'm not convinced Warner Brothers is going to be sold to PSky. I wouldn't spend a ton of money on it, though. 50, 60 cents, maybe less than $1, the 19 puts in October. Because if it doesn't get bought out, the stock's back to $13. And I'm pretty comfortable with owning P-Sky around 15. So kind of what I think here, like the opportunity, right, is there is some volatility in here, but normally with a takeover like this, we're trading at around a 60 vol here. Let's take a look what they did, right? They've jacked the vol up quite a bit, right? They've jacked the vol up quite a bit. It's come off a little. But it's clear that money came in here and started buying some options. But I would have, again, in my view, I think most of the move is done. And as far as from a takeover point of view, do they want to pay a whole lot more than this? Probably not. But it's clear from the vol moving up that the stock still can move quite a bit. So again, if I'm putting a deal together, and I'm thinking about this now, like an October 19 put, maybe even like a little November put spread, like a 19 put, and selling a couple of Sky puts a little farther down the road to take delivery at 16 or less. So that's kind of where I am for a risk arb deal in this case. So what I would do here is I like the idea of just being long P-Sky via an out of the money put sale. And then short WBD, like just buying cheap puts, like around the 19 strike, 18 strike. Now, with the idea that those puts could go out worthless. They certainly could. The deal could actually happen. And then you need this put trade to make you some money. That's how I see that happening. I really wouldn't look at a long play in here. It's like buying straight calls in Warner Brothers. It's just not something I would do at this level here. My screen is frozen here, so everybody refresh. No, I'm not frozen. So that's where we find ourselves. Everybody can't see what I type. Like I was saying, refresh your screen. I don't know why I am. Hold on here. Let me see. I don't know why everything is. Yeah, I'm live. I don't know why the shared screen is frozen. So what I just said was long SPY via out of the money put sale and short WBD by buying cheap puts around the 19 or 18 strike. I don't know why we're having computer issues. You know what's weird? I just put in a new fiber optic cable. Yeah. So here, this is what I put here for. All right, now I will address some questions. So this is my idea here. Again, if we do anything official trade, it would show up in special situations. If you join special situations, I believe there is a deal now currently going on. Call Ted or click the link above. So if you want to learn about this, there are merger arbs that we do. when we believe there's an opportunity. All right. So again, click upstairs. The video that Mark and Hans did yesterday will be posted in this room on the chat later. Let's see if there's some questions here. GDX has been a good long-term hedge for me, just in case some of you like small gold miners. I don't think there's anything to stop gold until the next, Federal Reserve meeting. A strangle in WBD, maybe it could pay. I don't know how much upside is in here. Maybe a 21.19. It looks like the takeover price probably is around 21.22 if there is one. That's possible. I would say this rally in oil is very curious. It's almost like something's going to happen in the Middle East. I don't know what. I don't know why we've had this huge rally in oil all of a sudden. It's very, very curious. But I think overall the SPX rallies through, it will be bumpy, but after this PCE number came in line, we're ultimately going to go up again. Cost goes down to 50 times earnings. Well, I'm getting all kinds of data issues here. All right. Sorry about the my internet having problems. I don't know what the deal is, but it is. Again, I put my idea out up there. Essentially, I think I like the long piece guy via short put, like November, December, taking those proceeds and buying a put in WBD if the deal basically becomes nothing. PCE comes in line. I think that makes the case for lower rates. And let's see if we got anything else. Answering everybody's questions. But all right. Anybody has anything else? Okay, again, click the link above. Check out the screen. Mark's replay will be there if you want to learn about trading the basically the low interest ETF he is coming up with. It is now 10:30. It is time for me to go. You guys have an excellent day. Bye-bye.